It is review season, and you are the one who has to write them. No HR department, no system, just a list of names and a blank page. And the part that actually keeps you up is not the writing. It is being asked, 3 weeks later, why you gave that person a 3. This is the review season kit. 1 workbook, 12 tabs, and 720 review sentences already written. In the next 5 minutes, I am going to show you the whole thing working on a real team, from an empty file to a finished draft you can defend. You start on your team. Name, role, start date, level, and the date the review is due. There is room for 15 people, which is the size of business this is built for. Type them here once. Every other tab in the workbook reads off this list, so you never type a name twice, and you never end up with Marcus on one tab and M. Hale on another. The evidence log is the tab that does the most work, and it is the one people skip. 1 line per thing that actually happened. A date, a person, what they did. 500 rows, which is a couple of entries a week for a whole team for a whole year. The reason it matters is simple. If you write reviews from memory in November, you write about the last 6 weeks and call it a year. If you write them from a dated log, you write about the year. That is the entire difference between a review that holds up and one that does not. Before you rate anybody, the reference tab writes the scale out in words. 12 competencies, from quality of work through to safety and compliance, and 5 levels under each one, spelled out so a 3 means the same thing for the apprentice and for the office manager. Then the ratings tab is just the grid. 12 columns, 1 row per person, 1 number in each cell. You are not writing yet. You are only deciding. Now the review builder. Pick a person, pick a tone, and the workbook assembles the draft. Every line you are looking at came out of the phrase bank, which ships with 720 written sentences, indexed by those 12 competencies, 5 rating levels, and 3 tones. Direct, warm, or formal. Change the tone, and every sentence changes with it. If a specific line does not sound like you, change the variant number next to it, and a different sentence takes its place. Where you see a value in square brackets, that is deliberate. That is the spot where your number goes, because I do not know how many jobs Marcus closed, and the workbook should not pretend it does. This is a first draft, not a verdict. You still edit it, but you are editing a page instead of staring at a blank one. Here is the part one would actually buy this for. Everything up to now got you a draft. The next 2 tabs are what keep the draft from coming back at you. Calibration takes the ratings you just gave and shows you the shape of them against a normal spread. If more than 60% of your scores are the same number, it tells you so, in writing, on the screen, before anybody else sees the packet. Every manager thinks they rate honestly. The distribution is the only thing that knows whether you do. Then bias check. 25 patterns to search your finished draft for. Absolutes like always and never. Vague praise that says nothing a person could act on. Comments about personality where you meant to describe behavior. And the adjectives that, if you are honest, only ever seem to get applied to some of your people and not others. You run the list, you find the 2 sentences, you fix them. It takes about 4 minutes, and it is the cheapest 4 minutes in the whole review cycle. This is a writing and organizing tool, by the way, not legal advice. 2 tabs left. The 1-to-1 log holds 200 rows, so if you keep it through the year, next October is not an archaeology project, it is an evening. And the cycle tracker writes its own status column, so you can see where every single review actually is, instead of finding out in December that you never sent 2 of them. There is a self-review tab too, the same machine pointed at you, for when you have to write your own. That is the whole thing. It opens in Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets, and Apple Numbers, the same file, because it uses plain formulas only. No macros, no add-ons, nothing to install, and no account to make. It is an instant download, 3 files, and the link is in the description and pinned in the top comment. Grab it before you sit down to write these, not after. If you get it, start with the evidence log and backfill what you can remember from this year. 20 minutes there makes every other tab in the workbook work. Reviews written, ratings you can explain, and a log that means next year takes 1 evening instead of 1 week. Link below. Go and get your evening back.